Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 and welcome to episode 96 of Regrowth. In the last couple of episodes we have been fighting the Gaia Guardian 2 and I have been able to collect several of the Dice of Fate, and I opened them up and I am going to show you the things that I got. One of them was the Ring of Loki. I already had the Ring of Odin, and the Ring of Odin by itself has helped me considerably because now, whenever I fight the Gaia Guardian, looks like it might be raining, with the combination of that and all of these fallen Canades around, I probably need to get rid of some of these other flowers over here, but I essentially can fight him without having any potions on me, and my hearts don't go down at all, so that helps out so much. Combination of that, and let me see, which rings do I use? I think I use the Strength 2 of the Tainted Blood Pendant. I don't use my Magnetization, but I use Far Reach. And just the combination of these baubles, it is just amazing, the amount of damage that I can do. And I can actually beat him before the song actually completes. So I did that over and over and over. You can see I have a 87 experience down there. It's been pretty cool. But let me go ahead and show you some of these other rings. So the Ring of Odin, if you remember that one, that's the one that gives you... what does it say? It doesn't say on there. Basically gives you regen. No, that's from the Fallen Canades. I cannot remember what the Ring of Odin gives you. Like some strength and some other things, I think. But that one helped out a little bit. Then I also got all of the different wills. You can see that I have all 6 of them. Will of Autumn, Will of Darok, Will of Guthan, Will of Torag, Will of Varric, and Will of Kirill. I have all of those, and they definitely assist in fighting any kind of boss. So let me go ahead and swap these back, and let's take a look in our Lexica Britannia, because this actually has all of that information. If I could remember where it's at, there it is. So if I take a look in the index and I just type Ring of, we can see Odin gives us vitality and resistance. Do I have to type that every single time? The Ring of Loki basically allows us to teleport, which is kind of cool. So you can shift right click and be able to teleport that way. Ring of Thor gives you strength of mining with the Terra Shatterer, and that one's actually kind of interesting. Let me find a decent place to do this. Maybe down here, because I still have this little mining area down here. So let's go ahead and come down here real quick. It's been a while since we've seen this area, but let's go ahead and swap on the Ring of Thor. And obviously, without activating it, it's still a single block. But if I were to activate the Terra Shatterer, let me come back here. And let's just hit that, and you can see that not only does it do just a single line of blocks, but it also goes like 3 back. 3 or 4, I can't even tell. If I did this, looks like it went 3 down maybe. Maybe 2. So yeah. And this is just on the B rank. I can imagine if I went to the A rank, it would be much bigger of an area. So that is pretty cool. But apparently I do have the ability to combine all of these rings, if I'm not mistaken. So if I take out Thor, Loki, and Odin, I think that I can do it this way. Yes. Ring of Aesir, which is basically a master type of ring, and it has all three of those aspects on here. So if I were to put this on, I can still do the entire block area. Why am I getting that? And that was of Thor. I'm not sure why it's not showing the Ring of Odin special effects on there, but let me try the Ring of Loki. So if I shift right click, and over here I can shift right click again, or just right click. Do I have to look at the block? I shift right click this block. Maybe I'm gonna have to look at that Ring of Loki. I didn't actually try this. I probably should have. Empty hand, shift right click on the block with said empty hand while having the Ring of Loki equipped. Once the source block is selected, shift right clicking on other blocks in the world will add them to the relative positions affected by this power. In order to finish the procedure, one would shift right click on the original block. Okay. What did that do? Shift right click on one of the blocks that have been selected will remove it. To reset completed selection, shift right click the ground twice. After the selection is complete, when looking around, one will notice multiple boxes in relative positions. Yeah, we saw that. When a block is placed while sneaking, the placing action is mimicked on all of those locations. Oh, okay. So, if I were to shift right click on several of these, and I were to place a block, shift right click to place a block, how does that work? Looks like it's trying to place a block on all of the same slots. Yeah, there we go. So in the same order. That is kind of cool. Obviously, it's probably harder to tell since I'm down under the ground to do this. But it is placing it. So if I were to go back up to the surface, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's go to the Britannia area. And if I were to sneak... Oh, that's cool. I can see it all the way here. Sneak right click. Is that... It's only doing 2 of them. I am not entirely sure why this is doing it that way. Maybe because there's no other blocks there? I am not entirely sure. Ooh. I'm kind of afraid to use my pick now because it's going to start breaking tons and tons of blocks. I'm going to have to get used to that again. So I basically have this master ring now, which is very, very cool. But I'll probably keep it off unless I'm actually needing it for anything. I guess that's it. Alright, so the other things that I got this fruit of Grisatia. And this one is kind of interesting because this one will basically keep me full, so I never run out of hunger. So rather than having to eat, it'll use mana from one's inventory. So that would be like the greater band of mana. It'll be able to utilize that instead of using food, which might be nice. Then I don't have to deal with eating anymore. So I'm going to try this out. Maybe not, because I'm not hungry. I'm gonna have to wait until I'm hungry. So hopefully here in a little bit I'll be hungry enough. The last thing that I was able to get was this guy, which is the Key of the King's Law. And this one is an amazing weapon. It looks kind of weird. If I look at myself, it does kind of look like an extremely large key, like a mayor of a town gave me the key to the city. That kind of key. But if I were to hold the right mouse button, makes that pretty cool noise. But if I were to look around, you can see all of these little things, and that's because these are like sort of like arrows. So if I were to let go, it will shoot those and basically make little explosions where I was looking. So that is an amazing weapon. Obviously, it probably hit the ledge that I was standing on. So you got to be careful with that. I don't think it harms you. At least couldn't tell if it was actually hurting me. But you might have to watch out for something like that. But I think it is a pretty amazing weapon here. So I've been just going around the world, just killing a bunch of zombies and stuff, playing around with it. But I can't eat that yet. So let me go ahead and look in through the other quest book. I know that I need to start doing some of these witchery related things. There's still a little bit of Thaumcraft left. And still yet more witchery. So unfortunately it looks like I might end up having to do a little bit of witchery coming up. But before we do that, maybe we should go ahead and get into Thaumcraft. So let me go ahead and clean up my inventory, grab my Thaumonomicon and my purple bag out of the network, and as soon as I do that, I will be right back. Alright, I am back, and I was taking a look through the Thaumonomicon because this very next quest is the Void Metal. If you remember earlier in the season, I wasn't able to figure this one out because I didn't have the Eldritch tab open, and apparently this only becomes available in the Thaumonomicon whenever you have a certain amount of warp, or researching all of the different types of forbidden knowledge. And apparently I passed that threshold at one point and got the Eldritch tab, and right there is the Void Metal. So this is all done via the Crucible, and I need to get a Void Seed. And a Void Seed is some Alienus, Tenebrae, and Vacuous. So I'm sitting down here next to these guys, the Essentia Crystallizers, just to do that very thing. So let's go ahead and grab some Metallum, some Alienus, Vacuous, and Tenebrae. Thought I would have it in here somewhere. That is not alphabetical. Ah, there we go. I got 13. Is that all I have? Oh, it hasn't run through this entire mess yet. Because Cracked Sand actually has one Tenebrae, but it also has those others. I really need to do something about this stuff. I might end up using a drawer controller and some drawers. Maybe the 4 stacks of things. Because this is just ridiculous trying to sort through this. And since I do have power over here, I had to have power in order to get my teleporter up here. I could probably hook up an AE system just for my Thaumcraft stuff, and it might help figure out what different types of crystals that I have in here, but that's going to be a later date. So let's go ahead and run up here, if I can get up here, and I think I need some seeds. I don't think any seeds will do, but it does look like I can use wheat. So let me grab some wheat, convert these into seeds just like so. And let's just double check the recipe in the Thaumonomicon for the Void Seed. So it's 2 Alienus, 8 Tenebrae, and 8 Vacuous. So Alienus, Vacuous, Tenebrae. So let me just double check. I always get these all mixed up. 2 Alienus, 8 of those 2 others. Alright. I don't have enough, but maybe for 1. So let's grab 8 Tenebrae, 8 Vacuous, and 2 Alienus. There we go. Let me just grab this guy, just so that I can use my goggles here and make sure that it went in cleanly, and it did. So I have my void seed, and the very next step is to throw that in with 8 metallum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Void metal ingot. And that completed that, and we get 8 more void seeds and an eldritch eye. And did that complete the Thaumcraft section? The way the world feels. No, it does not. Well, I think everything is completed right now. I may have to figure out how to show the hidden things. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and it does look like in order to proceed with more of the Thaumcraft stuff in the chapter 11, I need to get more warp, unfortunately. And that is probably where this one comes into play. This is what the world teaches, and this is to get the Crimson Rites book. So basically with this, I need to be able to unlock that. We've already unlocked the Eldritch Epiphany by getting enough warp for the Eldritch tab to begin with, but there's a second little bit, the second warp-driven unlock point, which is going to be the Eldritch Revelation, and I think right here is the Crimson Rites. So I think I might end up having to get a little bit of warp involved, and that we should probably go ahead and create this little guy, which is the sanity check. This is basically a tool that checks the effects of warp on your psyche and how much it is affecting you. So let's go ahead and create this. I might have some mirrored glass. I am not entirely sure. I think I'll go ahead and put the Elder... Oh, these don't stack. I was hoping that those would stack, be able to put those in there. But it doesn't look like I have that mirror. So I need the mirror and another one of those Thaumonomicon, or not Thaumonomicons. Oh, what are those called? What is that called? Thermometer. Couldn't remember what that was called. Thermometer. That one is a mana lens plus shards and gold. Let me see if I have a mana lens in here, and I do. I got 2 of them. So let's go ahead and throw those on the table, and you can see that I created bowls for the vacuous. A couple of shards and a couple of pieces of gold, and that should do it to create the thermometer. There we go. I wonder if this is scannable. It doesn't look like it. Still not hungry, so I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be able to eat this fruit. But let's go ahead and create that mirror. And that looks like a little bit of quicksilver and a glass pane. Quicksilver. Quicksilver. Let me just see if I have any in here. I do. There we go. And glass pane. There we go. Should probably create a couple of these. Quicksilver, glass pane. And let me go ahead and put this back in here because I was playing around with some of the magical frames for my beekeeping, and this is basically the recipe for that. Let me go ahead and keep that there. And what else do I need to create the sanity check? Looks like a brain and a diamond. Brain. Let me grab a couple just in case. Diamond. couple of those. And what is the instability on this guy? It's moderate, so I might end up creating another mirrored glass. So let me go ahead and run through this arcane infusion, because this is going to use this guy over here, and I'll be right back as soon as I have the sanity check, which is sanity checker. Alright, there we go. It was able to finally complete, and you can see on the upper left hand corner, that is kind of my sanity bar. I don't think I can do anything else except for just hold it, and you can actually see that gauge. So I'm assuming that I'm going to need this to go up quite a bit more. So it does look like I'm going to need to do a little bit more forbidden research. So let's go ahead and run through here and see. I might actually do the deconstruction table because of the fact that this has the ability to create aspects for you. There might become a point where he is unable to progress in research due to his lack of knowledge. One possible recourse is the deconstruction table. The table allows you to break down objects into their simplest parts, which you can examine. There are limits, however. The table breaks compound aspects into their component aspects until primal aspects remain. During this process, much knowledge is lost, and at best, the thaumaturge can hope for is a single piece of primal knowledge. Okay. Might create this. Yeah, why not? Looks pretty simple enough. Let's go ahead and get this guy going. Looks like I'm going to need a little bit of great wood. I think I need some planks. And that will create the table. I need another one of those thermometers. A little bit of gold. And what was in the middle? Was it a piece of glass? Ugh. Thermometer. I know that I just created this just a while ago, but for some reason I can't remember it. That's right, because the recipe changed for a regrowth. So let's go ahead and grab a mana lens. Oh. Needs to be over here in the arcane work table. I am probably going to throw these on the ground and probably go ahead and just throw all of that in the system, because I think I'm done with all of the bee stuff. So let's go ahead and do that now. There we go. Cool. I guess I didn't need the extra items from the last one. And this one is going to be up here. That guy. And what else was needed for that deconstruction table? I think it was a pick, and it was a golden pick and an axe. There we go. And I guess I needed those sticks. Threw the sticks away. Forgot about this other stuff. That's fine. Let's go ahead and create these guys. That and that. There we go. That was on the left, and this was on the right. Deconstruction table. Let's go ahead and throw that guy down right here, just fine. And let's go ahead and throw something in there. How about a little bit of gold? What does that do? Nothing. How about an entire 53 ingots? Ooh, Ignis. I guess I just click on it whenever it discovers something. Seems kind of interesting. Don't know if that's going to help me or not. So let's go ahead and continue at least with the forbidden research, just so that I can get my warp up a little bit further, even though I really don't want to do that. Instrumentum. I thought I did 3 times. Oh, what am I missing? Humanus. What am I missing here? Cognito. Humanus. There we go. 3 more of those. Sure, why not? And Cognito. There we go. Let's go ahead and check for our current sanity, that really didn't go up a lot. Not a lot at all. So let's just keep going through here and let's see if we can get a bunch of warp. Thank you. Already got that one. I don't think there's anything else on this one. Surely there's some forbidden stuff here. Yeah, I need 3 Aurum and 3 Instrumentum. Do I not have any Spiritus? There we go. Cool. There we go. Cool. What does that bring me up to? It's almost to the top of that bottom bar. I'm hoping that this will be soon. I already got that one. Automagy, is there anything in here that's forbidden? Looks like this is. But I need 5 Cognito. Bam! Crystalline Brain. Alright. Getting there. I think I'm getting there. Doesn't look like it's unlocked yet. Sure, why not? Where does that leave me? I'm almost there, I think. I'm hoping. I'm just randomly clicking. Don't really care what these are for, as long as I have the aspects for it. Yeah, that one's not forbidden. Well, instead of boring you with this, because it might take me a little bit, let me go ahead and run through here and see how much of this forbidden knowledge I need in order to unlock the second tier, and I will be right back. Alright, I don't think I caught that on camera, but all of a sudden it said that I had the Eldritch Revelation, and that is exactly what I needed. My warp is pretty high. I'm probably going to start seeing things and hearing things, some whispers around me, but ooh, this is kind of scary looking. A veil has been lifted, a door opened in my mind. When I look through, I see wonders. No, not wonders. What I see is, I see. I'm going crazy. Who wrote this? Ah. Alright, so the occult knowledge. Alright, so it looks like I need 6 Cognito. I do not have Spiritus. There we go. Some Spiritus. Cognito. And I have the research for the occult knowledge. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of stuff. I am going to have to create a bunch of stuff. Well, Crimson Helm, Crimson Cult Chestplate, Crimson Cult Greaves, Crimson Cult Boots, Crimson Cult Leggings, Crimson Cult Robe, Crimson Cult Hood. Alright, so let's see. Crimson stuff. Well, that one seems to be pretty simple. That's simple. That one is chain leggings to get the greaves. Looks like I'm going to need a couple of sets of chain stuff, which is, looks like a bunch of nuggets. Alright, so I can do that. So let's go ahead and grab some nugs. Steel, I need iron. There we go. Like that. Let's go ahead and distribute that around. Grab that. Let's go ahead and create 2 sets of this. Oh, this is not going to stack. Chest. I need a hat. And some boots. There we go. Cool. And I'll just throw the rest of that in there. So let's take a look at that again. Crimson. Not that one, but it does look like the blood altar. So let's go ahead and run to the blood magic area. And let's go ahead and throw this stuff in here. Hopefully I don't have any problems with my sanity. Ooh, that was fast. This is going to take a little bit. Because of the fact that I need an empty hand. That is a pain. There we go. Yes, that is loud. Thank you very much. Cool. That wasn't too bad. Alright, so let's run over to the Britannia area. So this is basically crossing the bridge between 3 of the magical mods. So let's just make sure that I only do 1 set of these. Was I supposed to do the shoes? Maybe I didn't need to do the shoes. Alright, so there is the chest plate. There is the leggings. And the hat. Alright, so let's just check our Thaumonomicon. Thaumaturge robes. That is not what I want. This guy right here. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't look like I needed all of it. Oh, 7. I guess I only needed 1 set of boots, but that's fine. And I will need to create another Thaumonomicon. Let's go ahead and run back to the apartments. Let's go ahead and lay this stuff out. Let's just lay it the same way they had. So the boots there, leggings, greaves, robe, chest plate. Oh my goodness! I am on fire! Oh my god. It's not even daytime. Sun scorched for 4 minutes. It's at night. Holy cow. Alright, well, let me go ahead and pause it here. I am just going to wait the 4 minutes. I don't think I can be on the roof, can I? Wow, this looks weird. Yeah. Maybe I'm not going to burn. Let me go ahead and finish laying this stuff out. There we go. Let's just make sure that this is balanced for the most part. Let me just double check in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I really hope that I don't need 2 sets of this stuff, because if for some reason something gets zapped off, moderate. If something gets zapped off, then I'm kind of screwed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Alright, Thaumonomicon. Let me just use the one that I have. I'll have to create another one. So let me just... Oh, wait. I need to know how much I need. Let me go ahead and create this. It looks like 16 Alienist, 16 Cognito, some Census. I only got 2 of that. Oh, this is terrible. I'm going to have to wait this out. So let me make sure that I have all of the necessary ingredients. Yeah, this warp is going to kill me. It's going to be the death of me. No. Okay, so let me do that. Oh, wait, I can eat. Let me eat this. Oh. Is that how it works? So basically I just eat this apple and it never disappears? That's kind of nice. No more magical food. Of course, the magical food gives me regen, so I don't know. I'll have to play around with that. But let me do that and I'll be right back. Alright, that's finally finished. I got sun scorched again, unfortunately, but it doesn't seem to completely hurt me. But I did get my Crimson Rights, so that I can go ahead and claim the reward on. And where does that leave me? 84%. Unlock something elsewhere? Nice. Alright, so here's the other things. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to open this book because I think that gives me a lot of permanent warp. And my warp is pretty high right now. I think over time, at least the effects will start dying away. I really hope, because otherwise this is going to end my season pretty soon if I keep having a sun scorch and all of that, because it's very difficult to record with. But I think in the next episode we will be able to start a little bit further on the Thaumcraft stuff, and hopefully we can complete that chapter. Don't know what's left on what the world teaches. I thought I had majority of these books, but I guess some of the witchcraft stuff or witchery stuff still needs to be unlocked before I can complete this one. But for the most part, I think that one is fairly done. So whenever we come back in the next episode, we'll go ahead and finish out a little bit more on this Eldritch stuff and see where that can take us. This will be pretty interesting. I don't know if I want to do this, but we'll see. But I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you could rate and comment down below, it would be greatly appreciated. And also, if you like the series, please hit that subscribe button. But for now, this is goodbye.